pastime with good company, I love and shall until I die. Cruel to last, but none deny, so God be pleased, thus live will I. For my pastimes, and sing and dance, my heart is set, all goodly sport for my comfort, who shall me let? Youth must have some dalliance, of good or ill some pastimes. Company methinks them best, all thoughts and fancies to digest. For idleness is chief mistress of vices all, then who can say but mirth and play is best of all? Company with honesty is virtue, vices to flee. Company is good and ill, but every man hath his free will. The best ensue, the worst eschew, my mind shall be virtue to use, vice to refuse, thus shall I use me.
Good evening, everybody. I have no idea what I've just gotten myself into, but this is Fit for a King by Kit Fox Games, or rather it will be in just a minute. How you doing, Dordox? And Ascanius, I can always rely on you to be number one. Why is the Kit Fox logo not showing up? Oh, this is disastrous. There we go. Does that song sound familiar? So this game came out today. It is available on Steam. It's also available on itch. It's about $10 Canadian. Oh, I lost my link. Just give me a second here. I'll give you guys the Steam link because I know that's probably the most popular amongst everyone, but itch does allow the developer to decide what they want to charge. So if you are an itch user, you might want to consider picking up there, but the name of the game is Fit for a King. Yes, Hans Holbein's the Younger, his portrait of Henry VIII. So, what is this thing? I want to first give a little bit of credit. I was interested... back to view scene, please. It's not going to let me tab out. All right. Well, you get to enjoy... So, the reason why I started with that music, it is that's the King Singers singing that song, and then, of course, this is a digitized version of it. This is a song called Pastime with Good Company, which is in fact written by Henry VIII. Obviously, he's much better known for some of the terrible things that he did, but he's actually an incredibly talented guy, it turns out. So the description of this game is marry everything, execute everything, spend it all, live the ultimate fantasy in this Henry VIII simulator, and humiliate France with your wealth and excess or die trying. Who's to stop you? God? Nope. You're also the Pope. So that's quite the pitch. Did you ever watch The Tudors? I have not watched the TV show. No, I haven't. I actually don't know that much about Henry VIII. I mean, I know the dissolution of the monasteries. I know he was the inspiration for Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones, and I haven't actually read all of Game of Thrones, and I haven't watched that much of the TV series. I know he had a lot of wives. I know he made himself the head of the new church when he couldn't get the divorce. And I know that he executed a bunch of people. But hey, Flo, yes, apparently I'm constantly forcing you to witness 8-bit, or not 8-bit, but low-res games. Anyways, I do want to give credit where credit's due. Kit Fox reached out with a kind of a press key for this. So thank you for that. That was actually very unexpected, and I'll admit I might have overlooked this. I'm very interested in Kit Fox, not least of which because they are going to be publishing Dwarf Fortress on Steam. But It's a Canadian company. I believe they're based in Montreal. I do follow Tanya Short on Twitter, so you can follow. She's listed as a developer on this game, so Tanya X Short on Twitter. And the other developer who I'd not heard of before this game is Brent Ellison. I don't know if Brent works for Kitfox, or this is one of the ones that they're publishing, but you can find Brent at Pulsemeat, Pulsemeat, on Twitter. And then, of course, you can follow Kitfox Games on Twitter at Kitfox. Have you ever played Dwarf Fortress or RimWorld? I have not played either of them, Flo. Let me just take a minute here and actually give a quick shout out to Flobe here, who has been very patient with me not answering him when we were playing Daggerfall. But I think you were playing Fortnite when I last saw you. But I know does a bit of Fortnite, does a bit of League. Maybe we'll get you to play Fit for a King at some point. I know it's a little bit off the beaten track, but might be a change of pace. I will explain why this interested me, but again, I'm obviously delighted to see little things like this, and of course, because it seems that everybody involved with this is a Canadian dev, that immediately pushed me over the edge. Now, for those of you who watch my stuff, you'll know that one of the first streams I ever played was Crusader Kings 2, and so this is very much a return to form in some ways. But again, I actually don't know that much about Henry VIII, so this is going to be sort of just jumping in the deep end and seeing what the game is like. I think the idea here is that they're trying to take some of the I've never played it, but like games like Ultima, not Underworld, like the one that I think kind of formed the basis for System Shock, but the RPG styles. And so far as I can tell, I think the idea here is to basically get as much money as possible and commit as many terrible acts as you can. So it's basically exactly like Crusader Kings in that sense, but maybe less complicated strategy. So, are you Canadian, Chalk? Is that why I'm showing favoritism? Absolutely, I'm Canadian. I'm very proudly Canadian. And in terms of Canadian developers that do interesting stuff, we've got Night Team 4 devs. They're based in Montreal. They're called Allison Smith. Kitfox Games, who published this, and the developers who made this game are also based in Montreal. And then, obviously, there are bigger studios like EA and Ubisoft, BioWare obviously being a very famous Canadian company. Then there's Ryan Clark of 8-Bit... No, is it 8-Bit Studio? No, Brace Yourself Games. Crypt of the Necrodancer people, Red Hook Studios, that's another Vancouver developer. Outlast is by Red Barrels, that's a Canadian developer. Dead by Daylight is by a Canadian developer. Warframe is Canadian. Lots of really interesting stuff comes out of Canada. So there you go. Do you ever feel that your eyes hurt after playing this graphic style for a while? I've heard that from people, but I've never actually personally run into it myself. So, anyways, I'm filibustering a little bit so that I can let everybody come in. I'll talk a little bit about this intro screen, which I kind of like, and then we'll jump straight into the game. I realize that I've already done my musical intro, so that's everybody's chance to come in. But I'll wait till it starts, and then we can talk. So, do game companies get a tax incentive to move north? Not to move north, but there are some government programs to support game development, both provincial and federal. All right, so let's watch Henry, who's on the far right. So here we go. He's going to talk to some young lass, and wife doesn't like it. Get away! Okay, fair enough. So what do we do? Well, we're not going to take no for an answer. So, aha! I'm Pope now. So he's going to run over, and yep, there's the divorce. All right, goodbye, wife. Let's face it, this is not the worst thing that could have happened to you here. It's like, hey, okay, hello, lady. Aha, wife number 2. Congratulations. And I don't know exactly what this poor minstrel did, but Henry has been known to have charged people with treason and execute them quite a bit. So, and that's actually basically that intro except for the dissolution of the monasteries, which I suppose is implied by the the conversion of the priest to Anglican. I guess it's technically not Anglican at the time. Anyways, I guess that's kind of implied. But yeah, there you go. Is the game to voice volume ratio okay? I don't think there's any changes. Oh, actually, this is one last thing I can do. So Brent Ellison and Tanya X. Short. Additional art by G.P. Lackey. Music by Visager. Published by Kit Fox Games. And that's all. All right, let's jump into this. Art thou a king or a queen? Right. Well, I'm a king. What is thy name? No. King. I was gonna say Johnny, but that would have implied Johnny Big Time. Because that tune is getting to your brain. It says actually music by Henry VIII, Flo, believe it or not. Okay. Tom. What is thy consort's name? Oh, Barnabas. Actually, Barnabas would have been a really good name. Maybe I should call it Barnabas. What is thy rival's name? Who wants to be the rival in this one? Because it probably means that you're going to win. I'll maybe give a little bit more time to chat to see. It'll be first come, first serve, so apologies for those of you who have a lower latency. Just feel free to put up your hand. And Jim... I mean, we could do Jim. I was just thinking, does anybody in the chat want to be? I appreciate all the names. I was just thinking, like, does anybody inside of chat, like here in the chat, want to have their either user, yeah, let's say their username as the rival name? You volunteer? Traitor! Okay, I will keep the soft bands. But no, Ascanius has kindly volunteered. I'll get rid of the underscore. I actually had a small idea I had a small idea of trying to come up with as many treason charges as I could and like banning everybody inside of chat. But my new streaming program actually doesn't give me direct access, and I'm terrified that I'm going to either ban someone inappropriately or I'm going to forget to unban them. So that's a once only thing. But thank you, King Ascanius, who will probably win. So this is the story of King Tom, Consort Milady, and King Ascanius. Talk. A helpful steward says, "Greetings, Your Majesty. You're dreaming again. You must be anxious about the upcoming summit with King Ascanius. We can use this dream to go over the basics. Look," pushing the L button, "at the mirror, talk to King Ascanius, and use the chest. Check H for help if you need a refresher." All right, so here I am. I am in the dream. Let's start by looking at the mirror. You see a mirror, looking good. If you're not sure what an object is, just look at it. So let's see what these little, maybe these are pillars? Nothing there. Lies. All right. Who is this? It's King Ascanius, your rival. All right. Well, let's talk with King Ascanius. A foreign king says, "Ah, bonjour, King Tom. In reality, we are rivals, but in this dream, I will teach you about talking. Most people will talk about name, job, and summit. When you're done, say bye or press enter." By the way, given the fact that this is a Montreal-based studio, I apologize in advance. Maybe I shouldn't do outrageous accents. That, or I should like really lean into it. All right. Name. Oh mon dieu! You know I'm King Ascanius. By the way, you can also ask about other worlds, a person says. Mon dieu. What? Oui, oui. All right. I don't know if I can. Okay, I can scroll up. All right. Job. I'm a monarch like you, no? You contacted me recently about the summit. Summit. Yes, the summit you call between our kingdoms. We are both to gather our funds and prepare for an extravagant display. But my procession is guaranteed to be superior. You might as well give up now. Give up. You can't match my procession. Oh, he's never heard of Canada. Bye. Au revoir, Tom. Until the summit. All right. You see a fancy chest. Use it to find out what's inside. So, you open the chest. It's full of useless dream gold. Your castle has real gold. Now talk to the dream steward. I'm assuming this pass that happens here is basically if I just kind of hang around and wait, the world moves around me. So it's a little bit. There's other games that are like this where basically, actually, Sword of the Stars, The Pit is a really good example of something that I've played that that does this. But I also don't know if there are any characters in this level that actually will move as time goes by. So, all right. You see a helpful steward, presumably a loyal subject. A helpful steward says, okay, those are the basics. Now to make some royal decisions. There is a prisoner to the west of here. Go and talk to him. Decide to execute, forgive, or marry him. It's a prisoner, looking filthy. A prisoner says, my king, I live at your mercy. I'm sorry I said those awful things about Consort Milady. Please stop talking to me and forgive me. All right. King. Yes, you're my king. Prisoner. Though I be merely a dream, I wish to be free. Mercy. I will work twice as hard. Leave the conversation to forgive him. Let's see. I do want to find out what he said about my consort, but oh, let's find out what his job is. I'm a peasant working your lands. Okay, so it's nobody important. Summit. I heard you were to summit with King Ascanius. I only hope I live to hear the results. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? I'm going to ask him about my consort. I regret calling Milady a whiny toad lover, and you an egomaniacal lubberwort, and the whole kingdom a soggy pile of horse apples. Lubberwort? Everyone calls me a lubberwort too. Could be worse. Kingdom. Your kingdom is the best. I didn't mean what I said. Prison. Okay. Same line there. Marriage. What? If it's God's wish, leave the conversation to marry him. All right, guys, what do you think? Should we execute him? Should we forgive him? Or should we marry him? I know what I want to do. You peer through the cell bars. You see a door. You walk through it if you like. This doesn't have to be a Twitch Plays for a king, by the way, either. It's I'm just a little curious if anybody has any strong feelings about how I should handle the situation I find myself in. I'm going to marry him. Alas, as a mere king, you cannot marry as you please. You are already married, and a divorce is forbidden by the church. Maybe there's something you can do about the church later. All right, so no marriage. So our choices now are to execute or to forgive. Does anybody in chat have any... Don't be mad at him. It was an easy mistake. I mean, you've tasted death before, Ascanius, so I can definitely see where you're coming from. All right. Oh, thank you, King. I'll keep my big mouth shut from now on. When you forgive someone, they return where they came from. You can forgive prisoners or those in the execution line. A helpful steward says, you let him go? Well, you are the king. Looks like you've got it. Time to start the summit preparations. The real steward can give you all of the details. One last thing before you awaken. You can use the bed to save your progress. Try it now. You hop into bed. Record the progress of your regency? Yes. Your glorious deeds have been noted. So, I mean, I think you guys have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Obviously, I'm really milking the... milking kind of the intro for all that it's worth. But basically, the idea here is... I think that what's kind of interesting is I don't know that much about Henry VIII, and I've never played Ultima, so this game is, I am probably the least appropriate audience for this game, but I think we've kind of basically seen the idea here. I'm going to assume that there's a few more verbs that we can do. I'm going to assume that that's in the help menu in that. But like I said, I think the aim is basically to get as much money as possible, because that's what it said in the little blurb on Steam. So you can also save your progress when you quit. Okay. You awaken in the bedroom of your castle, the real steward at your side. All right, we are in the chamber. Your steward says, "Good morning, Your Majesty. A visitor waits in your court southwards. I do hope he's here to schedule the summit." Summit. At the summit, we'll meet with King Ascanius and show him that we're more wealthy. Ask me about the summit anytime. I love it. Summit. We simply must spend more lavishly than Ascanius. You should speak with your tailor, cook, and vintner. And what about exotic animals? The guard captain might have more ideas. Tell me when you're ready. Out of curiosity, just more. There's two things I'll do just to keep this in the habit. So we'll do name. My mother named me Philip. And job. I'm your steward. I will help however I can. Ascanius living rent-free in your head. It'd have to be rent-free after all the money you're wasting on it. Oh! Sorry. Ready. Perhaps you should talk to Ascanius' diplomat first. Oh, so I think ready means we're actually going to start the summit. All right. Ascanius. Real show off that one, but we'll show him who's rich. Ha ha! Gold is the most fitting color for everything at the summit. Okay, well, not what I was expecting, but all right, bye. Before you go, may I remind you that if you need money, you can collect taxes from your subjects. Good luck. Excellent idea, Steward. Pay. Steward Philip gives you their taxes. Plus 30 gold. All right. Hey, so yes, it does mean it's not completely turn-based. This dog seems well-groomed and attentive. Dog's ears perk up hopefully. Name? His collar says Percoy. Job? Rough. Summit. Percoy looks confused. Gold. Percoy doesn't seem to know that word. Pat. Percoy perks up his ears. Leave the conversation to use things. Dog. Grrr. Hi. Tax the dog. Perkoy doesn't have any income to tax. You pet Perkoy. He closes his eyes in joy. All right, let's get on with it. Bookshelf holds a book called Royalty. You grab a book called Royalty and start reading. A good ruler talks to subjects, collects taxes, and uses wisdom when marrying, jailing, or executing. Okay, so these are some extra verbs that we've been given. Again, I'm going to assume that the help key will give me a list of everything, but one of the things that I've always run into whenever I try and play games like this is I always get overwhelmed by the number of actions that I can take. So I'm kind of curious how long I can coast with the information that I get from like reading books and that. So we technically already knew execution and marrying from the dream, but I believe jailing is a new idea. Most subjects enjoy talking about their name, job, and summits. You put the book away. All right, well, we already learned this from the dream, so 50 gold. Milady says, "Hello, dear. Best wishes for your summit." Name? You remember, Milady. Job? To produce an heir one day, I suppose. I miss the old days. Summit. I'm worried about your safety at the summit. Do you need more guards? I do not. Good. Ascanius can jump in a lake. Taxes. I pay my taxes. Ascanius. I do wish you'd ignore Ascanius's insults. I do too. Is there anything else I can really do? Nope. Bye. Stay safe, dear. Taxes. Milady says, we share our finances, dear. You grab a book called Finance and start reading. Rulers mostly collect taxes, dowries, and treasuries for income. Sometimes rulers have so much gold they've forgotten where they put it all. Then someone has to go around the castle and find it again. Spending frivolously on one's ego is the noblest pursuit of a ruler. You put the book away. Almighty money. You see yourself in the mirror. Looking good. All right. It's a fireplace. Seems roomy. Use the fireplace. Warm. You are tempted to get closer. Ow! All right, I think it was the southwest where we wanted to go, so... Hello, court. A silly jester says, that summit is an awful idea, but I know some jugglers and a minstrel. Jugglers? It's a waste of gold, but 200 will get you jugglers. What about a minstrel? He's usually asleep in the bluebells by the courtyard fountain. Just yell, minstrel, and then he'll awaken. Name? My name is Florian. Whee! Job? I'm your jester. I have sworn to speak only truths. Truths. Like how that summit is an awful idea. All right. Tax? Money? All right. Bye. Pay! You pay me an onion, so here's your portion. Florian gives you a small onion. You throw it on the ground. Blocked. Oh, he's properly blocking me. I mean, I suppose I could jail him if he's in the way, but I don't want to turn into a tyrant quite yet. So if anybody has any questions on this, by the way, please let me know, because I have no idea if... I know Flobe said that this style of game gives him a headache, so I don't know if this is a kind of a general opinion or if there's something that I can do to sort of help people out on this. I like the idea about this quite a bit. You little... All right. You see a throne. It looks comfy. A foreign soldier stands in King Ascanius's colors. You see a visiting diplomat sent by King Ascanius. Tax him. A visiting diplomat says, I'm afraid I don't have any of your currency on me. All right. Let's talk. A visiting diplomat says, Bonjour. I suppose that you wish to ask me about my name, job, and summit. I am emissary Xavier, aide to King Ascanius, doing my job. Job? I have been sent by King Ascanius to inform you he shall visit. Do you have enough finery prepared for a summit? No. Then perhaps you should have your servants begin to prepare. King Ascanius will only employ his tailors, King Ascanius will employ his tailors, stable master, guard captain, vintner, and so on. So that's a couple of other jobs that we didn't hear about before. When you are ready, inform your steward. But King Ascanius will surely spend more lavishly than you could afford. Ascanius. He'll respect you more if the summit is appropriately grand. I'm sure you have stashed gold around your castle. All right. We'll say bye. Farewell, Your Majesty. Soldier shakes his head, but I can help you find who to tax. All right. Soldier says, greetings, Your Majesty. Collecting taxes, I presume? Taxes. Looks like 24 people in the castle and town still owe taxes. There's an old woman in the town they say is a witch, but also she owes money to the crown. Witch. Crown. Job. I keep safe and obey the captain. Captain. The captain is in the barracks on the west side of the courtyard. All right. Name? No need, Your Majesty. I am on duty. Bye. Oh, that gesture's in the way again. Okay, here we go. You see yourself in a mirror. Looking good. Is this a new game or old? Tall Man Alive? This game came out today. This is called Fit for a King by Kit Fox Games. Or, well, published by Kit Fox Games by Tanya Short and I'm sorry, I want to say Brett Ellison, but that's... No, it's Brent Ellison, not Brett Ellison. So right now I've just kind of been tooling around figuring out how it all works, and I'm doing it kind of slowly. But I think and obviously it's intended to sort of take the spirit of an old style game. I actually would really like to see what Kilgore Trout thinks of this game because of the Ultima feel to it. The only reason I know to compare it to Ultima actually is Kilgore Trout. Anyways, I did say we're going to read all the books. So you grab a book called Reform and start reading. Brother Marty pitches Reformation. This friar is no fan of the Pope. If Marty has his way, he'd reform the Bible. So that's a new verb. You'd have to be a king to do that. Oh well. You put the book away. Well, hello there. Thomas says, I am here if you wish to pray or confess. Name? I'm Father Thomas, of course. Job? I protect and preserve the Bible, Your Majesty. Summit? You'll need 300 gold to train an angelic choir for the summit, but you don't have that much in the treasury. Reform? You may reform on the Bible, but I'd rather you didn't. Pray? Amen. Now please do not reform the church. Wouldn't dream of it. It was confess as well. What sort of crimes have you committed? Violent or ecumenical? None. Violent. Oh, Your Majesty, I know you're a peaceful soul. Ecumenical? Ah, that's a funny word, isn't it? Only the Pope can collect the church's collection money. Bye. Thomas raises an eyebrow. My tithes go to the Pope. All right. The door is locked. It has the symbol of a rose on it. So it's a little tempting to kind of go down into these, what I'm assuming are basements, but I kind of want to see what's in the upper level first. Right now, I think we're just collecting money, so... Hello. You open a chest, 100 gold, and a fine lute. You can now play the lute. Play lute 0 through 9, escape to stop. Henry VIII actually could play instruments and apparently sing rather well. I clearly cannot. So, nope, we've already been here, so. But, loot. There must be one in the castle. Milady says, "Your new song sounds lovely, dear." The kitchen. Large cook hands over his wages, plus 20 gold. Large cook says, "We're cooking up the storm for your summit, your majesty." Name? My name is Antonio. Job? I am the cook here in the castle kitchens. Summit. My dream is to cook a roast dragon and eat golden flan. Dragon? Well, I need a brave knight to kill the dragon. Ask the guard captain. Flan. The butler knows of the secret of the golden flan. Butler. Yell for John in the pantry. He sleeps in there sometimes. Bye. Eat well, your majesty. Gotta find a way to that. Nope. There's a barrel and it's full of fish guts. So one thing that's not obvious to me here is the yelling bit. Actually, let's do help. Okay, yeah, as indicated. So goal, show Ascanius how rich you are by loading up on extravagant frippery for the summit. A, attack, B, bless, C, collect tax, D, dig, E, eject, F, forgive, G, graphics mode, H, help, I, inventory, J, jail, K, night, L, look, M, marry, N, nudge, O, ordain, P, play loot, Q, quit, R, reform, S, sound on or off, T, talk, U, use, V, divorce, W, wardrobe, X, execute, Y for yell. Okay. And Z is Zummit. A butler suddenly appears. A butler says, hello, I wasn't sleeping. No. Were you sleeping? I do sleep too much. My apologies, your majesty. Name? Is it not you who yelled? I am John, your majesty. Job? I am your faithful butler. What does a butler do? That I am, your majesty. All right, then. Flan. When you have 700 gold, we can make a delicious golden flan. Bye. John gives you their taxes, plus 20 gold. The seamstress says, "You're looking very regal today. I look forward to the summit." Name? Eleanor, at your service. Job? I am the castle tailor. I sew all the royal clothes. Summit. For 500 gold, I can sew you a suit of gold. Suit. The suit of pure gold cloth for the summit will cost 500 gold, but you don't have that much. I'm a little closer now. Eleanor gives you their taxes, plus 30 gold. And you open a chest, plus 50 gold. Suit. Will you pay 500 gold for a cloth of gold suit? Absolutely. She takes your money and sews for a while. You wait. And wait. Aha! She finishes, and you change into your new suit. Gold robe, ready for the summit. Press any key to continue. And I just got an achievement. Summit. Your gold cloth suit will impress him for sure. Bye. Goodbye. All right. I see a few... I kind of like if you look through the window, obviously there's chests all around, but I don't have a direct path to it yet. And like I said, we're going to keep on the upper level for now just to try and... Hello, executioner. Money. An executioner gives you their taxes, 35 gold. Nope. That executioner says, "Fine day for executions if you must." Name? Danny. Danny for short. Job? I perform executions. Summit. I don't think I'll attend that. Executions. I perform my role in one fell chop. Bye. I'll be here if you need an execution. Ha! Good one, King. Look, there's no one there to hold the axe. Danny is escorted away to the execution line. I forgive you. You pardon Danny in your infinite grace. Danny returns to their usual spot. Yep. Same gesture as before. All right. So it looks like we've got everything that we've done with we can with the castle. I'm actually going to take a minute here and see if I can figure out what the deal is with these chests that seem to be in like hidden spots. Okay, so I'm assuming we're going to have to go up level. So let's look at the water in the fountain splashes merrily. Use the fountain. You drink from the fountain. Refreshing. What do you guys think of this so far? You open the chest, plus 50 gold. A foreign politician says, Your Majesty, I have traveled far to offer advice. Name? In my homeland, they call me Mackie. Well, close enough. Job? I give advice to the powerful. Summit. A summit is a test of a ruler. There shall be more in your life. Advice. May I ask questions about your ruling style first? Yes. Choose the answer that corresponds with your true regal judgment. A convicted peasant weeps with regret on the gallows. They have 2 small children in the audience. Do you A, pay damages to their family, or B, forgive their crime? We'll forgive the crime. A duke petitions for a loan against the next year's harvest. It would be a burden. Do you A, reject his proposal, or B, grant it, but require that he owes you a favor? That seems like a decent investment. You have dreams of you have dreams of disgusting people crying before you, and you wake up strangely happy. Does this mean A, the unworthy deserve to suffer, or B, that God is testing you? I mean, I can't really say that the unworthy deserve to suffer, so I suppose I'm forced to say God is testing me? All Saints' Eve is coming, but your kingly cape is rather threadbare. Do you pay A, for a fine new cape, or B, a public feast and a holiday? I mean, I did just buy a gold suit. Can I honestly say that we're buying a fine new cape? Your prisons are full to overflowing. Would you rather free the debtors who A, have been imprisoned longest, or B, promise to write a song praising you? Let's do the ones who have been in the longest. The Marquess says that she cannot find a good match for her daughter. Do you A, recommend the young woman to become a nun, or B, help her search abroad for higher status? Can't I just marry her? Your allies whisper that your rival is weak and watch you expectantly. Do you A, try and help your rival and make amends, or B, strike to impress your allies? Oh, we're striking. Hello, Ego Karen, how you doing? Now I will render my evaluation. It is natural to seek power in the nobles of your court, but also foolish, as it is easily lost. If you lack the support of the people, you will always be vulnerable. I have granted my advice. You may do with it as you wish. Reflect on your choices. Is this truly the wisest path for a ruler? Your topic. Hi. You grab a book called Wild Tongues and start reading. The Sultan's monkey handler writes of his unique training. He writes that ook means give me, and akak means friend. You put the book away. You're fine. Just started to read The Boys, so you're going to be mostly lurking. No worries. There you go, Karen. This has definitely got a very old-fashioned visual style. So I know it's probably going to be one of those ones where you'll probably like to hear the audio more than anything. But thank you very much for stopping by. All right. You see a hunting hawk. Use the hunting hawk. You release a hunting hawk from its bonds. Well, now I've gone and done it. I can't get it back. Talk to the hunting hawk. The hunting hawk chirrups in return. Name? Tag on its foot reads Agnes. Job? Agnes clacks its beak eagerly. Summit. Agnes is blissfully ignorant of politics. Agnes ruffles its feathers. A kennel master says, "Welcome to the kennels. We're nearly ready for the summit." Name? I'm Dorothy, Your Majesty. Job? I'm honored to be your master of the hunt. Summit. We could go to the summit as is, or we could try badgers. Badgers? I could capture a hunting badger if I had 200 gold. Unfortunately, you don't have that much in the treasury. Did I tax I can't remember if I taxed this guy. Nope. Mackie says, "Very well, I shall pay your visiting tax." All right. That's the same gesture as before. Oh, the barracks. So this is the captain of the guard. And, all right, I remember where we are now. You see a guard captain who is even larger than most soldiers. Will he pay me? Guard captain gives you their taxes, 30 gold. Cool. Guard captain says, "Inspecting you the barracks, Your Majesty." Name? Captain Brandon, Your Majesty. Job? I am the captain of the guard. Summit. I have some ideas about the summit. Perhaps better armor? I wish we had destriers, roast dragon, acquire, fire breathers, and jugglers. Dragon. You need a knight to slay a dragon. For the kitchens, I'm sure. I'll assign Sir Marjorie. Tell her that you need a roast dragon and she'll find one. Sir Marjorie often prays in the town chapel to the southwest. Vader 5, 11 taxes in this game is literally just the king walking around asking for tax, or asking for cash. I'm pretty fond of it. Also, I love the fact that we got the gold outfit right away. This is extremely appealing to me. All right, fire breathers. Your jester can probably help find jugglers and fire breathers. Yeah. Armor. Well, we could buy fancy golden armor for 1,000 gold, but it seems that you don't have that much right now. All right, bye. There's definitely more for me to see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be boxed in with all these walls. Like I said, I'm going to stay sort of on this plane for now, and we'll explore sort of higher and lower areas when we can. Money! Stablemaster gives you their taxes. All right. Stablemaster says, "Welcome to the stables. We're nearly ready for the summit." Name? I am Catherine, Your Majesty. Job? I'm honored to be your master of horse. Summit. We could go to the summit as is, or we could buy destriers. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm actually going to do a quick Google search for it. It's a fancy horse. Yeah, destrier, best known war horse of the medieval area. It carries knights in battles, tournaments, and jousts. Oh, okay, that's actually really cool. Thank you. The finest white horses cost only 400 gold. Unfortunately, you don't have that much in the treasury. The church doesn't allow marriage to multiple people, and that is the only problem with trying to marry the horse. I guess we can go to the town. The town crier shouts, "King Tom and King Ascanius meet soon at the Grand Summit." You decide to leave its droppings alone. A rat scurries. Okay. The town crier says, "Hungry bears sighted in the forest. Beware." You see a town crier carrying today's news. The town crier gives you their taxes, plus 20 gold. The town crier shouts, "Mackie declares Tom elitist, warns against peasant rising." Ooh. Okay, so apparently I can't actually have a conversation with the town crier. Weather favorable this month for sailing to distant lands. You see a child, presumably a loyal subject. You take the child's candy. The child says, "Wow, your majesty, is it really you?" Name? My name is Wani. Job? I'm 3.5. Summit. Sounds boring. Uprising. What? All right, loyal subject. Candy. You took my candy. You are a monster. Lonnie points at you. Oh, this is very well written. Dragon. Bye. King Tom receives new clothes. Reports say they're fully visible. It's a refuse pile. It reeks. Use the refuse pile. If it had a use, it wouldn't be refuse. Mackie declares Tom. Okay, we've got done that. Serf says, "Do you hear who died?" "Oh, never mind, your majesty." The serf kneels. "Who died?" "Oh, it's nothing, your majesty. Just gossip for serfs and beggars." Uprising. What? All right. Name? Don't worry yourself with it, your majesty. Job? I work the fields as a serf, your majesty. Summit. Sounds fun, your majesty. Dragon. Candy. Child. All right. The serf hands over everything he has, plus 10 gold. Dear who died? Oh, never mind, your majesty. The serf kneels. It's only right to kneel to a king. I'm your serf, and you promised to protect me. So far, so good against that evil Ascanius. That rascal, you'll outdo him at the summit, I'm sure. The serf stands. All right. An innkeeper says, "Hey, Smelly, this is the wild hog." "Call him like I see him in my inn." Such disrespect. Name? Idiots around here call me Madge. Oh, that's right. I think we were supposed to hear something from Madge. We may not actually have that in the... Yeah, we don't have that in the log, though. Summit. Summits cost an awful lot of gold, I guess. Get your stink out of here. Taxes, please. The collector was here just yesterday. Thank the Lord my dear Georgie's not around to see this. Georgie? Them's poor folk topics. I am. Not a beggar, quite. I insult because I am insecure. Forgive me. Madge is escorted away to the execution line. You grab a book called Simple Songs and start reading. A song called Greensleeves is popular amongst the ladies. And sailors often sing a certain shanty. You may also play a third song, 41214121. Happy plucking. I'm just going to take a minute here and write that out. 41214121. You put up the book away. All right. Cute. The years weigh heavy on this surf. Okay. What was the name of the... Can't remember the name of the innkeeper's wife. Sounds fun, Your Majesty. Give me your money. The gravedigger takes a break from digging. Name? They call me Retha. Or look at the headstones for the names of the dead. Job. I dig graves, Your Majesty. Summit. I hope you don't make any more graves. All right. Graves. I dig the graves with my shovel. Dragon. Okay. Retha gives you her extra shovel. A shovel. You can now start digging on open ground. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. You pull out your shovel. You dig and dig and dig. Okay, that's enough digging. In the pit, you find 5 gold. You pull out your shovel. You dig and dig and dig. Okay, that's enough digging. And you 5 gold. And a wooden boar. I'm not sure what the wooden boar does, but I'm happy I have it. $80 gold. All right, who are these people I just looted? Gravestone reads, here lies Patrick. Here lies Sandra. Here lies Evelyn. Here lies George. Here lies Mary. It's nothing, Your Majesty, just gossip for serfs and beggars. All right. I know there's supposed to be like all right, the witch. A witch says, if you seek knowledge, King Tom, welcome. Knowledge. I can grant helpful visions for your quest. Visions? I see visions with the help of our Lord. Perhaps you wish to know your progress. Very well. I call upon thee, Satan, to aid Tom in his quest. 46 chests remain available to thee. 4,900 gold has yet to be plundered. That is all. I hope this was helpful to thee. Satan. Did I say Satan? My mistake. Name. They call me Soothtel. Job. I am a healer and prophetess. Very well. By the power of our Lord, you are healed. All right. Summit. Your summit is your single-minded obsession, is it not? Yes. Bye. Soothtel gives you their taxes, plus 10 gold. Something horrible is brewing in the cauldron. You cannot bring yourself to taste it. All right. So I think there was a chapel in the town that I was supposed to visit at some point, but I want to see if I can get around the edge of the castle to loot some stuff. Hello. Gravestone reads, here lies Eddie. Dig. Okay, that's enough digging. In the pit, you find 100 gold. Apparently, I can't swim even in my gold outfit. All right. I'm going to try the same... Oop. Thank you. A sailor is singing a shanty. He sings, "What do we do with the drunken sailor?" My boat's been retired upriver. Now I only dream of sailing. Dream? In my dreams, I fight a crew of blue gulls. But that can't be right. Have you had the same dream? I was Edward when I was a sailor. What are you now? I was a mighty fine sailor. Summit? I have no use for politics. Boat? It's a simple boat in the moat northwest. Edward gives you their taxes, plus 30 gold. All right. You open a chest, plus 50 gold. Oh, there's the boat. So we'll go for the low-hanging fruit that we can here. I bet I'm not going to be able to... Yeah. So apparently there's got to be some way that I can get on the other side of the bridge. I wonder if I, like, go... Okay, there's no difference. Odds Bodkin's a shark! You see a shark. You know what? I'll leave this where I found it. Surf hands over everything he has, plus 10 gold. All right. Let's see. Okay, this is either demolished or is not finished building yet. Surf hands over everything he has, plus 10 gold. I'll leave the rat to their droppings. So this is another case of hidden wealth, which I have not found a way to access yet. A knight stops praying. She says, "Oh, your majesty, you honor me. What is the matter? Dragon?" "Ah, the cook had his way. Then I shall find a dragon for him. I shall only take a moment. The cook would like to speak with you, I'm sure." You grab a book called Reform and start reading. Brother Marty pitches Reformation. This friar is no fan of the Pope. If Marty has his way, he'd reform the Bible. You'd have to be a king to do that. Oh well, you put the book away. All right, I'm not ready to reform yet, but I will collect taxes from the peasant. The Bible blathers on about marrying only one person for all time. You daydream about reforming it. Wow, your majesty, is it really you? Candy? You took my cat. Okay, this is the same kid. Oh, how's it going? The soldier says, "Don't go out today, majesty. Too many bears." Bears? Aye, if they smell you, they'll come running. Bears have a powerful sense of smell. Okay, so actually the innkeeper was giving me interesting information there. So there's got to be a way that I can clean myself. Soldier salutes. All right. I don't really feel like going up against a bear yet, so we'll leave that be. Did I tax you yet? Nope. They all look alike. All right, let's see what's up in the higher level of the... the door is locked. It has a symbol of a red herring on it. The door is locked. It has a symbol of a pig on it. All right. Unless I can find something inside the woods, I think I've kind of covered the town and whatnot. I can talk with the chef because I know we've made a little progress there. I'm a little curious about that boat. I'm sure there's a very clever puzzle that I'll feel really smart for solving at some point, but at the moment it confounds me. So I'll take a quick look at these lower levels here, and we'll what I'm basically going to do is deal with sort of the lower levels at the moment and try and go through whatever stairs I can. So perfect example here. Oop. Should probably look. There we go. You open the chest, plus 100 gold. Nope. I think I said I was going to go at sort of the lower levels and then move the way up. Okay, that was neat. I always want to tax the guards, but they never let me. It's tempting to go down all these holes, but I think at this point I'd rather kind of get a little bit of the lay of the land before I do any of that. Oh, okay, never mind. I think I'm ready to seal the deal on this guy yet, because the smell thing might have actually been helpful. Emissary Xavier says, "Greetings, Your Majesty. I look forward to your summit finery." All right, smell. The jester will tell me. All right, that summon is an awful idea, but I know some jugglers and a minstrel. The minstrel knows folk. Okay, minstrel. Usually sleep in the bluebells by the courtyard fountain. Just yell minstrel and they're... okay. So I think the fountain was off to the right. There we go. Oh, hello. A lady in waiting says, "Oh, how I long for the sound of the lute." Songs captures the heart of the songs can capture the hearts of princesses. My favorite song they play is 245. Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to write this one down as well. 245676531. Time to woo. Summit. I hope there are looters at the summit, or loots at the summit. Job. I'm a lady in waiting and a countess. Countess. Yes, I suppose I shall have to marry a count someday. Phew. Count. Name? I'm Countess Jocelyn, Your Majesty. I can't. All right, play the lute, and we've got... Jocelyn gives a standing ovation, tears in her eyes. Jocelyn gives you their taxes, plus 30 gold. Just says, "You play so well, even a princess would fall in love with such a song. 'Tis a shame you can't marry Princess Miri, Your Majesty." Who's Princess Miri? She's the wealthiest princess. I heard she will marry King Ascanius. Nope, that's not happening. Oh, what was the name of the... Oh, actually, I think it was Minstrel. A smiling minstrel suddenly appears. Where? Oh, hi. A smiling minstrel says, "I wonder if a summit needs a new song." Name? They call me Dawn, Your Majesty. Job? As a minstrel, I can sing a song or tell a story. Do you want to pay 500 gold for fire breathers? Sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Fire breathers are ready for the summit. Yep, it's all here. Your fire breathers will be spectacular. The fire breathers are practicing hard, Your Majesty. Song? I see you have a lute. Here's a song. Play 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1 to make a lady swoon. Is that the same one that I just did? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1. Yep. Story. Once a queen became so angry she broke her mirror in a rage. But behind it was a secret passage. Aha! The queen entered it and never returned. The end. Secret passage. You can find secret passages behind mirrors and fireplaces. Okay. Now that I know a thing or two about secret passages, I will first of all try and go down one of those holes to get the goods. Let's see, maybe this one? No such luck. Okay, so I want to find out about this princess. I want to find out about my smell. You straighten your crown. There should be other actions I can take. Attack. Yeah, attack should work. You smash a mirror with your fist, revealing a passage. Cool. I'm not quite ready to reform the church. A locked door shrugs off your ineffectual strike. You smash a mirror with your fist. You straighten your crown. So I can have a chat with the chef if it really comes down to it. This is going to be a hard target. So I suspect there is something about me heading down the... I think there's something about me falling down one of those holes to... Then there's the question about how I get back out. Okay, so let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nah, that's not going to work. Well, it's close, but... Oh, that one worked. Now I've gone and done it. Oh, cool. A pile of bones, dusty and old. Can't take here. Here lies Geoffrey. Here lies Philippa. Here lies Queen Elizabeth. Here lies King Henry. You see a very fine ruler indeed. All right. I'm tempted to try and break those mirrors, but let's see. Okay, there's a crypt. Let's just see where these... okay, so this is the... So the chapel... we can get here from the chapel. You see a weeping ghost. The ghost seems unable to pay your taxes. The ghost looks at you wearily. Name? I am Mildred, and only a sinner. Sinner? I yearn to confess my sins to the Pope. I must confess to the head of the church. Oh, well, there's an easy fix there. I yearn to confess my sins. Okay. And looks like that's preventing me from going through. All right, well, that gives me a really good reason to reform the church, but before I do, I'm going to break every mirror I can. You decide it is time to reform the church. Spend 200 gold to become the supreme head? Yes. You pass an act of supremacy. Everyone celebrates their new religious freedom. You can now dictate the church law, bless, and ordain. What will you permit? Divorce, marry multiple, marry animals, marry objects. Marry multiple. Pay 250 gold to permit marriages to multiple spouses? Not quite yet. Very well. You stop reforming for now. All right, cool. Thomas says, you reform the church. Sigh. I converted, of course. Converted. I must pray. Church. You sure did reform it, Your Holiness. Amen. Thomas crosses himself. Pray. Amen. I hope your reforms are at an end. Oh, no, they're not. I still can't open it. Oh, here. Key. The rose key? That rotten jester took it. I want to hear the confession, but... Key. Here thou art, a rose key. So this is one thing I'm actually really enjoying. Hey, The Exception, how you doing? I know there's been a little bit of fluctuation in terms of people checking out the game, and I know these things are sometimes a little tricky to get a read on whether or not people will enjoy them. I've actually had a rather decent time. Like, I don't know whether or not this is just what Ultima and stuff like that are like, but I actually kind of like the fact that even though it is very simple and like in terms of the presentation and like I kind of get an idea in terms of the various actions that I can take. And if you sort of look at it, beyond the fact that I took my time in terms of that opening dream, like I've sort of had this expanding universe of actions that I can take, and it's all been fairly intuitive in terms of the different things that I've accessed. So it's really engaging. Like it's obviously a fun, it's a fun and you know, a little silly, but it's actually kind of neat that they seem to have weaved in like little bits that I know of Henry's life. And obviously it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it is like, it's an actual game, and I kind of feel like I'm figuring stuff out, which is kind of neat. You open a chest, 50 gold. You open a chest, 100 gold. All right. So not so clear on how I can get to those other big ones. Let's go. I was going to talk to the chef. Oh no, ghost first. Then we'll talk to the chef. The ghost looks at you wearily. I confess it. I killed a man. I do not deserve your blessing. It was a beast, but judgment is God's alone. Or sorry, he was a beast, but judgment is God's alone. I have been judged and cannot rest without a blessing. I've suffered so many years awaiting your blessing. Your treasury guard and priest usually handle the castle keys. Ah, okay. Bless. Your Holiness frees the ghost from its earthly bonds. The ghost sighs and at last disappears. Ah, cool. 100 gold. 100 gold. All right. Neat. This looks suspicious. You see a suspicious tile. What's that? Oh, okay. Another neat little thing that they've done here is, like, notice that when we were passing by, we just got a quick glimpse at a chest as we passed by. I don't think that's by accident. I'm doing okay, the exception. Sorry if I missed your message before. I've been enjoying Fit for a King, so Kit Fox Games was kind enough to give me a key for this. I'm not sure if I'm doing the best job showing off the game. I mean, I'm having a good time of it, but I kind of feel like I can deliver what the game is giving me, and I don't have so much extra commentary to have all the time, but it's very diverting. I'm enjoying it. The funny thing is, I'd sort of heard of it once before, but of course we're at this point now where we're spoiled for choice for games, so I didn't have quite enough to sort of say, okay, this is going to be sort of my sort of thing. I'll pick it up. But obviously, I mean, this is what has happened to me a couple of times for games like this. I'll say, oh, this looks kind of interesting. I'll maybe check this out, some other time. And then I get an email saying, it's like, hey, Fit for a King's coming out. Here's a key, so on and so forth. So obviously when somebody reaches out, I want to take the time to take a look at what they're doing. And then I found out it was a Kit Fox title, and I knew that they were a Canadian studio. And then sort of one thing leads to another, and I'm like, oh, okay, this actually seems like, this seems something worth taking the leap on. So I wasn't actually sure that I was going to be able to stream it today because this just came out. And again, if you're interested in picking this up, I should get that link back into the. There's the link right now. It's 10. We're kind of at the point now where everybody gives a 10% discount on launch. It seems like so. If you're Canadian, it's $10.34. I think it's an even $10 if you get it on, or if you pay US. But yeah, it's been amusing. Like, the thing is that it's so easy to look at something like this in terms of the visual style and say, whatever. It's another sort of, Atari style or whatever the proper term for this visual style is, and never look at it again. But obviously they did the right nudge. It's certainly giving me a key to stream and being Canadian is kind of a guaranteed way of drawing attention to it. And it's been neat. I think the thing that I've most been drawn by is the fact that I've sort of had this kind of growing universe of actions that I can take, and I haven't really felt lost. There's a bunch of stuff for me to do, and I've kind of been enjoying discovering all the different actions that I can take. So, all right. What's the deal with this gap? You pull out your shovel, dig, dig, dig. Okay, that's enough digging for now. You find nothing. An old man says, "Greetings, Kingo. Name? Let us invoke good old Bacchus. Job? I drink my drink. Bacchus? Let's drink to good old Bacchus. All right. Summit. I'd rather stay and drink. Drink. Very special brew. Want some? Why not? Bottoms up. The drink burns as it goes down. You feel very strange. Suddenly, everything seems larger. Ah. You're too tiny. What? You suddenly return to normal. You can hear the cannons and sounds of battle. Group blade coiled. You see a blue gull pirate. Friendly pirate says, "Ahoy, matey, you should talk to the captain." He's up on the bow, leading us against the blood sails. Blood sails? The scallywags are just over the gangplank. Summit? Tain't no need to worry about such things on the open seas. Tax. No way, that's my booty. Fun. All right. Pirate captain says, "Arr, we're looking for recruits. I lead this boat in pursuit of plunder." The blue gulls answer to no king. Recruit. If you want to join, I can give you a sword. Here's your cutlass. Now cross the gangplank and fight some blood sails. Bless you. Your blessing means little out here. All right, obviously we're going to go. Ooh, don't hurt me. I feel like as soon as I get close, there we go. As soon as I get close enough for him to do anything, I'm going to get attacked, so. You've defeated the blood sails. No, but there's nothing in the hold. The friendly pirate says, "Well done. Talk to the captain for your reward." Pirate captain says, "Thank you for the help. Now I'll tell you where the treasure be buried. Behind the sailor's house is a blue flower. Dig 5 places south of it." It's 5 paces south of it. And now we set sail for the high seas. We have many days of travel ahead. You should go below decks and rest up. Well, I guess I have to use it now. You hop into bed. When you waken, you're back in the castle. All right, let's find the sailor's house before I forget. And I got to talk to the chef at some point, too. Okay, well, we can talk to the chef now. Antonia says, "We're cooking up the storm for your summit, your majesty." Dragon. "Oh, Sir Marjorie hunted the perfect dragon indeed. Dragon roast is ready for the summit. I'll just dispose of these feathers." Feathers. Ah, of course dragons have no feathers. Wink. Flan. Oh, that's right. It's the butler. John says, "Hello. I wasn't sleeping. No. Flan. You'll give me 700 gold to make the golden flan?" "Yes. A rare delight. My dream shall come true. The golden flan is ready for the summit. I shall work with Antonio on the flan. Thank you. Perhaps I shall make the golden flan." Yes. Okay. We need money. Okay, there's the sailor. Okay, 5 paces. In the pit, you find 700 gold. Oh, okay, so that was one flan that the piracy just got me. I'm just trying to think about what I want to do next. First of all, I didn't tax the knight, so let's see if they are still around. They are. Knight stops praying. Says, "Oh, Magister, you honor me. What is the matter?" Summit. "I delivered the dragon to your cook, your majesty. Just ask him." "Bless you." "Thank you, your holiness." I haven't returned to my fief in some time. All right, let's... I think I need to sort of reevaluate where I'm at with... Oh, hello. A foreigner says, "You dress boldly. Are you performer?" No. Oh, you think you're the ruler? I must think of a grift. Or of a gift. Gift. Fireworks are a good gift for a ruler, no? Or cats. Name? I am Sally. It is a pleasure. Job? I make fireworks when I'm not traveling. Summit. I heard 2 rulers will meet in a field of cloth of gold. So exotic. I wish I could give you my firework, but I do not have it here. If you visit my home country, come to my house. My home country is across the sea, north and west. I arrived on a boat. Okay, well, that gives us a place to go next. The door is locked, the symbol of red herring on it. Right. I kind of want to see what happens if I bless the witch. Progress. Okay. 29 chests are available to the 2,920 goal yet to be plundered. You wave your hand, blessing Suthel. Oh, it's Suthtel, my bad. All right, so let's take a minute. I think I'm going to talk with the steward again just to maybe get myself reoriented in terms of the things that I need to do. Oh, you know what? We can get some new horses. Yes. Destroyers are ready for the summit. What I probably should have done, because I had the 1,000 gold, would have been to get that big suit of armor. But summit. Badgers. 200 badgers. Wait till that Ascanius sees your ferocious hunting badgers. Haha. We have the badgers. He'll probably just get up and flee. All right. Your court must be pleased with the summit. The summit is one test for the ruler. There should be more in your life. After I watch for a few years, perhaps I will have some advice. Okay. Nothing new there. Fire breather has no coin to give. Fire breather's mouth is full of fire and cannot speak. Oh, this is all the stuff that we have for the summit. So I'm not sure if they're all supposed to be full. It would imply here that there's at least one other creature that I can bring in. Any number of new items here. Let's see what's in the barracks or the jail. Not much. So maybe a trip to foreign lands is the right thing to do. I've sort of run out of steam on my first set of tasks, other than maybe the armor. And the armor I don't have enough money for. Nope. Door is locked with the symbol of a crown on it. Oh, right. I should be talking with my steward. Key. The crown key? Nobody knows what happened to it, sadly. It must have been more lavishly than Ascanius. You should speak with your tailor, cook, and vintner. What about exotic animals? The guard captain might have some ideas. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, so we need to find the vintner. I don't think we've spoken to them yet. You take a seat on the throne. I'm just going to enjoy a quick sip of water while I do this. Any thoughts on the game while we've made? Like I said, I kind of feel like I've hit my first little, not exactly wall, but I've run out of steam for my first batch of tasks. So now seems like a decent time to do a little review of what we've been up to. Still trying to figure out. I don't think this is the right spot. Yeah, so there's a kitchen here. I need to be a little more precise on where I'm. Oh, hang on. Did I go? There we go. Cellar. The vintner says, "Welcome to the cellar, Your Majesty." Name? Edmund, Your Majesty. Job? I manage your royal wines. Summit. Perhaps the fountains should flow with wine. For enough wine to create fountains, I will need 600 gold. Use the casks for tipple, or I can order wine fountains for the summit. All right, so my other guess here is that to get into the treasury, I need to find some other way around. So take a sip from the cask of wine. You feel a bit buzzed. The window shrugs off your ineffectual strike. So unless I can find the key, it might be that there's some kind of a secret passage or something. You like the quirkiness of the game? Yeah, it's a really charming one, The Exception. And I think, again, I like the fact that it's very it's very clearly a game, and there's sort of the objective and it's very clear what you need to do. But it has sort of this nice sort of sandboxiness to it, as well as the... Sorry, I thought I had a path to a chest, but I clearly went astray. Okay, so I got to get a little deeper in the castle if I want to try that. But yeah, so it's really clear. You have some objectives. There's some things that you very clearly need to do. You can choose to ignore them, obviously. But yeah, it's really, I find it really charming. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's really charming, and I think what I was trying to say is that like it's a serious enough game in that whether or not you follow the objectives, they're there. But it doesn't take itself so seriously that you can't just run around and be a bit of a goof, which is sort of what I've been up to. And I think one of the things that's really key for me, I don't know if I really talk about this much, but I actually really like games that make me laugh. I feel like it's really easy to do. Okay, it's not really easy. Sorry, that's a really unfair statement. It's not easy to do like Warhammer 40K, the world's gone to hell, and everybody's, smiling and blowing each other away with like chain guns and stuff. And that can be really fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like Wolfenstein, the new ones, I am all for it. But it does occur to me that it's actually, especially for games, it's actually really, it seems really difficult for games to make me laugh sometimes. So I like that there are games that make me laugh. And I think it's just one of these things where maybe it's hard to think, like, I kind of imagine if I were to sit down and say, it's like, okay, I've got a a team and like an unlimited budget and blah, blah, blah. What's the first kind of game that I'm going to make? And the sort of thing that makes me laugh is not going to be the first thing I think of. So I like it when games sort of take this approach. Oh, interesting. So there's clearly some kind of ladder up there. I just need to find a way in. There we go. Well, it's not what I was looking for, but you peer through the cell bars. A prisoner says, "Oh, praise the gods, a visitor." I can't remember. Billy, maybe? Your father put me in here to die in my rags, I believe. I wish your father would forgive me, but perhaps you can. How I wish you would forgive me for whatever it was. No mountain climbing for me, thanks. Yes, goodbye. It's time for me to stare out the window. The prisoner says, but all I have are these rags. So cold. You can now wardrobe swap to a new costume. Ah, okay. I've got an idea with this. Prisoner says, will you truly release me after all these years? Yes. Oh, joyous day. I shall feel the sun again. Yeah, a little bit more than you thought. I think I'll head down into town and find some clothes. Okay, so it's got to be 4 to the west. Interesting. Don't want to step on the suspicious tiles. So yeah, there's so obviously something that they're trying to kind of keep me out of. Oh, now I've gone and done it. We also have the foreign lands to still visit, so oops. I feel a little lost in this spot, but I think that's because the last time I was here, we drank something strange and turned into a little person. Okay. So it's kind of interesting here that there's that. It seems like there's only one way. Huh. You fall. Everything goes dark. You feel hands on your regal body. You have the impression of movement. When you open your eyes, you're back in your chamber. You're not sure how long you were out, but you seem to have recovered. Oh, neat. Okay. You wouldn't dare! King Ascanius wouldn't stand for it. Emissary Xavier is escorted away into the execution line. That says, please, my liege, pardon me. I'm sorry for offending you. All right, you're forgiven. You pardon Madge in your infinite grace. Madge returns to their usual spot. Emissary Xavier says, fine, if you forgive me, I will tell you King Ascanius' secret obsession. Oh. Thank the Lord, I'll tell you a secret. Ascanius has always hoped to see monkeys in little gold suits. If you bring those to the summit, it will be a great blow. Emissary Xavier returns to their usual spot. Okay, so clearly I got very lost for a little while, so I'm going to do one more attempt to try and get some of these. Oh, also, I think I lost the sound. Oh, there we go. I'm going to try one more attempt to find a couple of these lost chests, and then we're going to go on an adventure. All right, that didn't work out. Have I been down? Yes, I have been down to the jail. I think we will go check out foreign lands. I've got a decent amount of money still. I mean, I'm not ridiculously wealthy like I was before. Oops. I'm not ridiculously wealthy like I was before, but we should be able to have some adventures. So it said the distant lands were to the northwest. Huh. So there's obviously some... Ah, neat. Okay, you sail to a distant land. There we go. The cat sits here. The cat tolerates your petting. Guard turns to you. Your topic? Guard points at themselves and says something. Guard says, nay. The guard turns away. The guard is not your subject. Local turns to you. The local points at themselves and says something. All right. Clearly... Clearly I'm going to have some difficulty getting around here. Shopkeeper shouts angrily. Let's see how many shops we can rob while we're at it. As a royal, you lack basic spinning proficiency. Oh, more advanced. Sorry, I didn't see your message before. How you doing? I am assuming the doubly free references to the nudist jail prisoner that I had. Ah, Tom, welcome to my palace. I have a gift for you. Gift? I cannot attend your summon. I grant you these peacocks in my stead. Cool. The Sultan frowns. Name? I am Sully, called the Magnificent. You've got some appointments tomorrow. Thanks for the stream. Have a good one. Bye, System Talk. Bye, chat. Ego Karens, great to see you. I'd love to know what you think of the game, by the way, but we can have that chat later. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. I guess possibly tomorrow for the stream. All right, Sully the Magnificent. I know who that is. Okay. Job. I am Sultan here, though I dabble in cat training. Cat? My cat Otto was the finest I ever trained, but he's free now. Otto had mismatched eyes, and he knew the best trick. If you talked about gold around Otto, he'd try and find some. I need to find Otto immediately. Ganius. Gold. I love training cats, especially if it gets me gold. I already tried monkey. Perhaps she shall marry Ascanius. I've not decided. Stay as long as you'd like. Where is the princess? Good day, I am the Sultan's daughter. Are you a suitor? Yes. Oh, very well then. Impress me. I'm listening. Lute. Lute is surely the most romantic of instruments. Princess sighs. All right. Princess says, do you know any songs? Let's try that again. Princess says, oh my heart, I am in love. Ask my father to wed us. As one king to another, I welcome you. My little princess has had so many suitors. My daughter cries bitter tears begging me to allow your proposal. I cannot forbid my beloved daughter. You may marry her. But if you mistreat her, there will be war. Stay as long as you like. Church doesn't allow Be right back. Reform the church! You've decided that it's time for more reformation. What will you permit? Marry multiple. Pay 250 gold to permit marriage to multiple spouses? Yes! You pay 250 gold for the appropriate paperwork. Polygamy is now just fine before God. You stop reforming for now. Welcome back, Your Holiness. I am here if you wish to pray or confess. Pray. Amen. I hope your reforms are at an end. Confess. I confess to occasional envy and greed. Forgive me. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Your Grace. Bless you. Thomas says, I never thought I'd be blessed by the Pope. Is this Otto? Looks like it's got 2 green eyes, so that one also has 2 green eyes. Oh, my dreams are all coming true. At last I shall marry for love. This will give you access to my dowry. Spend it wisely. Star key. You head to the chapel for a ceremony. You follow the rites of marriage. Together you pledge your eternal love. Princess Miri heads to the chamber while you return to the palace to collect your dowry. Tidy little profit. Star key is part of my daughter's dowry. Cool, thank you. All right, let's see if we can find the cat with the mismatched eyes. You grab a book labeled Wild Tongues and start reading. The Sultan's monkey handler writes of his unique training. He writes that ook means give me, and ak means friend. You put the book away. Ah, yes, that's right. So I got to try and find. You grab a book called Finance and start reading. Rulers mostly collect taxes, dowries, and treasuries for income. Sometimes rulers have so much gold they've forgotten where they put it all. And then someone has to go around the castle and find it again. Spending frivolously on one's ego is the noblest pursuit of a ruler. You grab a book called Bestiary and start reading. Horses are good to use for riding and for hard working. In their sinfulness, rats love to dance to the sound of the lute. Odd-eyed cats are rare and beloved by sultans. Be kind to animals everywhere. Ceramic is cool to the touch. The vase sits here proudly. All right. Still looking for the mismatched eyes. Oh. The monkey tilts its head curiously. Monkeys are ready for the summit. A monkey kisses you on the lips. Now I just gotta find a way of putting them in a gold suit. So the plan that I have for this stream, by the way, is when we get to the end, and I figure I've probably got another hour left, wherever we're at in the game, I will start the summit, and we'll see how it all turns out. The door is locked and has a symbol of a crescent on it. Hey, you're the king of my home country. I'm Billy, nice to meet you. What do you do here, Billy? I'm a merchant originally from your country. I sell this and that. I don't spend much time back home. Key? What? Summit? Heard about a summit back home. Don't care much. Billy is not your son. Nonsense! Hey, the king's back. I heard you play the lute. Language. Billy tries to teach you some words in the local language, but to no avail. Monkey. Billy frowns. Cat. Okay, so mismatched eyes for the cat, crescent key. And suits for the monkeys. Although suits for the monkeys may not necessarily be the thing that I... The odd-eyed cat slinks away as if hunting. Maybe it's where it's, oh. The odd-eyed cat paws at the ground to the south intently. Okay, so, nudge. You give odd-eyed cat a good shove. Locked. Huh. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, that's enough digging. In the pit, you find 500 gold. And now I'm trapped forever. Whoa. Alas, the tree is a heathen. Wow. G graphics. Oh, okay. Wow, that is a bold choice. I'm happy with this one. I don't think I'm quite ready to go ahead. All right, so now I think I know what it's trying to do here, and it's trying to make me do something unkind to the cats. I can't pause. South ground. All right. So odd-eye cat's taken care of, unless of course we find another one. Crescent key and monkey suits are my two priorities. An assassin yells. Ascanius sends his regards. 1 gold. Damn it. Assassin yells. Ascanius. Well, that didn't turn out. You fall, everything goes dark. You feel hands on your regal body. You have the impression of movement. When you open your eyes, you're back at your chamber. You're not sure how long you were out, but you seem to have recovered. Yes, dear? Excuse me? Queen Princess Miri has quite a ring to it, I think. Job. I must produce an heir for both our kingdom's sake. My dowry helps bring us together, but an heir would be best. Summit. I heard there'll be monkeys at the summit. It's Miri size. Okay. What does my current wife think of this, by the way? Well, my old one. I don't like that Miri much. What's your job again? Air? We're working on it. All right. Let's see if there's something I can do about the monkey vests. Perhaps we should make costumes. Yep. It would cost 1,000 gold to sew gold monkey costumes. Do you want them as much as I do? Absolutely. I'll get right to it, Your Majesty. Gold vests ready for the summit. All right. I need more money now. So there've got to be some ways that I can get... Clearly there's stuff that I can find inside of my my kingdom already. I also need 600 gold for wine. And those are like the obvious steps. Oh, happy day. I knew my time would come. Jocelyn accepts. You head to the chapel for a ceremony. You follow the rites of marriage. Together you pledge your eternal love. Jocelyn heads up to your chambers, where you promise to join them later. Let's see what everybody thinks of this. Yes, dear? Excuse me? Cool. Wife. Jocelyn says, you play so well. Even a princess would fall in love with such a song. Air? No, okay. Okay. So my highest priority is to try and find that treasury key. But that's also the one I'm really I don't have any good ideas about, to be completely honest. The other thing is to try and find a way to this spot. So let's try again. Let's try seeing if we can find a hole to get there. So I've got 2 to the left, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so theoretically this would be the spot that I want to drop. But I believe I've already gone down that hole. Well, let's see where it takes me. Okay. Oh, yes. I remember. And then we go on this adventure again. Oh no, hang on. This is the crypt. This isn't as bad as I thought it would be. But what I am going to do, they didn't just put all these crosses here for no reason. So let's find out. Gravestone. Here lies Maud, Lionel, Claire, Tommy, Lewis. The bones crumble to dust at your Marguerite, Walter, Giles, Agnes. King Henry, Geoffrey, Philippa, Queen Elizabeth. You wave your hand, blessing King Henry. All right, tidied up the crypt a bit. So I can also dress as a pauper, and see if I can get any clues there. Just trying to think if it makes any sense for me to try. So we know this isn't going to work. Wait a minute, what am I doing? There's a... All right. There's nothing really for me to do up here anymore. Can head down. I'm just trying to think how I wind up. The logistics of this mystifies me. I'll try going down here, but I don't think this is going to accomplish what I want it to. Okay, I'm going to put on a costume, and I'm going to start talking with the plebs. Not out here, someone can see you. You change into your beggar disguise. No one noticed your swap. Oi, beggar, do you hear? Old Georgie finally died yesterday. Rest in peace, Georgie. At least his widow has the inn. I'm glad Georgie's widow Madge has the inn to run. Surf turns away. That says, welcome, friend. I suppose you're a friend of Georgie's. If you were his friend, you'd know Georgie's favorite animal. So I'd like to ask Georgie about it now, I pay my taxes. Call him like I see him in my inn. All right. Farewell, dear. Georgie. Animal. Georgie? Who knows? You have to dig him up and ask him. Ha! I'll do just that. Huh. So I'm thinking, something about finding out Georgie's favorite animal. Wait a minute. Former prisoner says, "Those rags suit you fine, King Tom." I pay my taxes. Huh. I'm just trying to think. So we've got the Georgie thing now. We've got, although I think it's likely we've not actually seen their grave, unless it's George, but then... Can't bring external ice. Sorry, friend. All right. So I'm just trying to think about the best way to handle... Oh. Huh. That eyes are bigger rags and ignores you. Maybe it's a rat? I mean, I pretty much enumerated all of the different animals that I could have encountered in the game. Town crier eyes your bigger rags and ignores you. Okay. She's even more irritable than you. Oh, sorry. I just got a Blizzard update message. Manure enriches the fields. He's in the graveyard in town. Okay. Oh, it's the wooden boar. Hi, a true friend of Georgie's. Georgie loved their little snorts. He'd want you to have his savings. It's in a refuse pile behind the inn. Claim it and be poor no more. Well, this is behind the inn, so I'm assuming it's this one. You jam your hand into the pile. Plus 300 gold. All right, so that's going to be enough for the wine, although the suit of armor may be a bit of a hard sell. Unless you can find sort of a new source of untold wealth. You change into your everyday robes. No one noticed your swap. There we go. You change into your gold robes. No one noticed your swap. So let's start with the cellar, because that's what I want to lock in. And I know I still have 45 minutes, so we still have a chance to get this all done. But summits. Perhaps the fountains should flow with wine. Fountains. You'll finance wine fountains with 600 gold? Yes. Praise be, I shall get to work selecting a fine vintage. Fountains are ready for the summit. So there's a little bit of an argument for me to return whenever you need a drink. There's an argument for me to go back to the foreign lands, because obviously there were opportunities for me to get some chests to open. To get some chests to open there. I have my sort of domestic concerns. Ah, neat. Okay, so in terms of things that I can get, so it looks like we have all of the animals. Okay, so based on this, it would suggest to me that there are at least 4 more items that we can pick up. We know the fancy set of armor is 1 item, which may or may not be present here. I'm just trying to think of anything else I might be able to attempt. So we've got the monkeys and their outfits, which apparently is the really devastating thing to that dastardly villain, Ascanius. I wouldn't trust him. There's something going on with this place, and I am perplexed. Okay, so let's say let's start with directly south of that spot. And this is too far, unfortunately. Yeah, so all this stuff is getting blocked. I'm just trying to see, maybe there's something that the guards are sitting on, but that seems a little, seems a little too good to be true. Although I wonder about the guys in the corners. Much excite. Love Kit Fox. I think this is actually my first Kit Fox. Oh no, that's not true actually. Moon Hunters. But can you nudge a guard down a hole and stand on him? That's very funny, and I actually really want to try that now. DVA 13. Let's see. I'm gonna guess no. I think it'll probably say blocked, but oops. I'm sort of at this point. I always hate it when I get this way in games because I make them look boring doing that. But give a soldier a good shove. Blocked. Yeah, okay. Didn't work out. But yeah, so other than Moon Hunters was Kit Fox, right? I should give it a quick check. Yes, Moon Hunters is the only thing of theirs that I've tried. Although I'm told they're all really interesting. So apparently 6 Ages is supposed to be something that's worth looking out for. Shrouded Isle is supposed to be very good. And then I don't think Boyfriend Dungeon is out yet, but I hear about it all over the place. So But yeah, I was very surprised to get this key, and I'm hoping I'm doing a decent job of sort of like showing you all what it's like. Obviously, like I said, I'm sort of running out of steam on this one, just because I've stopped sort of getting this vast expansion of powers, and I'm actually trying to think about that assassin. So running might have made sense, but engage them in single combat. I wonder if there's a better way for. I could have tried marrying them. um, but yeah, like I've kind of hit that point now where most of the actions that I can take are apparent, and what I'm trying to do now is come up with a clever answer for things like, oh, I can't find the I can't find the key, that's lost, and I'm not sure what to do about that. Or okay, I know there's clearly some boxes that I need to open, but I haven't. I haven't actually quite wrapped my head around I haven't quite wrapped my head around where I need to go. So I think this is the one where I always wind up getting lost. What I want to do is go up and down these ladders, but I don't have a direct path to that yet. Oh no, this is the place where I get lost. They're the new publishers Adore. Yes, I did know that when that hit Steam. And Victoria's a buddy of yours. Oh, Victoria. Oh, is she the one who does the kind of like the outreach? Like I think that was the email address that I got this key offer from. So I don't know if you were the one to recommend or not. I mean, maybe I put myself on a list at some point. Either way, I think I've got the email here. I'm very happy that they sent that out. I hope at least a few people wind up picking this thing up from looking at it. I will definitely say it's one that I'm definitely enjoying sort of seeing sort of becoming unwrapped in front of me. So like, again, starting from those few little actions that I could take to sort of seeing it move out. Like part of the journey is something that I don't think is apparent on the video itself. But like I said, I like the sense of humor. I like the little adventure that I've gone on. And I think the part I'm a little worried about here is that I'm making it seem a little dull because I'm sort of banging my heads against the same problems over and over again. But I don't know. To me, that's as much fun. I just know in terms of streaming audience, that's maybe not as cool. Okay, so here's the things that I'm thinking about right now in terms of hurdles that I need to overcome. And this is going to be for sort of the remainder of the cast to see if I can get any more things. I definitely want to go down this path, but it's very obvious that there's like a terrifying bear just outside. So Soldier says, "Don't go out today, Your Majesty, too many bears." So they're talking about smell. And when I went to the inn, Madge mentioned the smell. And so there's got to be a way that I can get clean. But so far, nobody's really been talking to me about that. Smell. There's a powerful sense of smell. Clean? If they smell you, they'll come running. There was also some point where somebody said, ask about the extra guards. I wonder if the game like penalizes you for dying a certain number of times. Okay, so the sort of puzzles that I've got right now, one to try and find how to get this box. because clearly there's no secret passages that I can find here. Well, that's not entirely true. There we go. Speaking of secret passages, so that's one down. The real prize is the one that's sitting here. That one's not so clear. Although I suppose I can try the same trick with the... oh my god. Is it really that easy? So now I'm wondering if there's a secret passage that I go through from up above. Oop, wrong spot. But yeah, so there was the smell for the bear. Then there was the... Yep, it was that easy. Okay, so up to 281. We need to find 1,000 for... Is this a new or an old game? Sorry, Tall Man Alive. I'm not sure if you heard the original answer. So this is a new game. This came out today. It's by Kit Fox. Okay, the credited developers for it are Tanya X Short and Brent Ellison, or maybe I should do it alphabetically. Brent Ellison and Tanya X Short. It's published by Kit Fox Games, and I should actually probably say, I know I did this all at the beginning, but on Twitter, if you'd like to follow them, at Kit Fox, I believe is the at Kit Fox Games is the Kit Fox Twitter account. Tanya X Short would be one developer, and then at Pulsemeat, Pulsemeat, are the two individuals who have the developer credit. And I think that Clino Dev can probably tell you a little bit more about Kit Fox, because I'm very happy that they reached out with this key. I probably wouldn't have played this game, and my life would have been lesser for it. Not to get too hyperbolic about it, but again, it's really diverting. All right, what else do we have? Karn83 says, so this is like Lord British Sim. I mean, after watching Kilgore play Ultima, I definitely get sort of the Ultima feeling from it. The specific sim that they're doing is a Henry VIII sim. So in this case, I've reformed the church so that I can have multiple wives. And the secret passage walls seem to have an off-color pixel. I probably wasn't even... I could see the change in the cat's eyes, but I wasn't even thinking to check that out. So... Oh, yep, you're right. So there's that little white dot on the side of the brick. I wasn't even looking for that. That'll probably be a lot better than hearing this noise a bunch of times, right? But yeah, so it's a Henry VIII sim. Actually, the specific tagline, and now seems like a really good time for me to put the Steam info back down. Fit for a king, marry everything, execute everything, spend it all, live the ultimate fantasy in this Henry VIII simulator, and humiliate France with your wealth and excess, or die trying. Who's going to stop you? God? Nope. You're also the Pope. Now I'm taking a look at some of the screenshots and saying, is there stuff that I haven't looked at yet? I should stop cheating. Now I have the Henry VIII song stuck in your head. Henry VIII song, huh? Are you talking about this one?
Pastime with good company, I love and shall until I die. Cruel to last, but none deny. So God be pleased, thus live will I. For my pastimes, and sing and dance, my heart is set. All goodly sport for my comfort, who shall be led? You must have some dalliance of good or ill, some pastimes. Company methinks them best, for thoughts and fancies to digest. For idleness is chief mistress of says all, then who can say but mirth and play is best of all? Company with honesty is virtue, vices to flee. Company is good and ill, not every man hath his free will. The best ensue, the worst is true, my mind shall be virtue to use, vice to refuse, thus shall I use me.
Oh, that's really neat. Okay, actually, this is really cool to have some fans inside the. Again, I feel bad about this because I normally know a little bit more about the games that I'm playing. So CleanoDev says here, if you remember correctly, the Pulse Meat guy worked with Tanya at another studio before she started KitFox. He wrote most of it and then asked her to help finish it up and publish. So I suppose I should be doing the order the right way around, but because it is alphabetical as well as apparently the balance of time spent with the title. But yeah, it's very charming. And actually, to DVA's point, I think maybe one of the things you were talking about was not trying to push them down a hole, but like push them over the edge. I can try that, but I suspect the answer might be the same in that case. And Karn, I was really looking for an excuse to do that song. For those of you who weren't here at the beginning, that song that I just played is actually a composition from Henry VIII. So in addition to the fact that, now again, I do not know a lot about him, but in addition to sort of the stuff that we recognize him for, which is, basically, saying F you to the Pope and founding the Church of England and the dissolution of the monasteries and having lots of wives and executing a bunch of people and essentially bringing in the divine right of kings. I feel like Renaissance Man would not be a terrible description of him. And again, I need to stress that I don't know a lot about him because, there's only so much history I can know. And unfortunately, this is one that I'm sort of not, this is a bit of background that has sort of escaped my net. And this is unfortunately true of a lot of history for me. But this is one of the things that's so frustrating about people like him, which is that, he seems to have been very well educated, knew multiple languages, could play instruments, could sing well. Obviously, a capable ruler in the sense that, he kept the throne for the longest time. I'm told is the kind of inspiration for Robert Baratheon, so definitely much more athletic and sort of charismatic earlier on in his reign. And I think apparently the big turning point seems to have been this injury he suffered during a jousting match. And eventually apparently they needed to develop contraptions to like move him around. But this is such a great idea for a game because you've got this sort of larger than life figure and it's basically like a 90s hip hop video of just pure excess and debauchery, all tied up in this nice tidy little package of an Ultima style game. So again, I'm delighted by this. This is only $10. And I'm saying this Canadian wise, so it may be a bit less US. But if you do want to pick it up and support stuff like this, Fit for the King, there's the link there in the chat. And it is worth mentioning, like, obviously KitFox didn't give me a key for this, so I'm doing my best to try and push people to the page. I'm always fond of saying, if you don't want to pick it up right now, I do recommend, if this is interesting enough to you, wishlisting it. Also, following KitFox on Steam is something that you can do, as well as following them on their various social media. Because if this doesn't appeal to you, or if this isn't quite to the point where you want to separate from your money, at the very least, you can be informed about the next one. They certainly seem to be having an increasingly interesting catalog. So there's my little sales pitch for you. But yeah, the really frustrating thing to me about people like Henry VIII is that I don't know if you can really say that they deserve their like wealth and power, but I mean, this guy could kick my ass. And apparently a lot of his sort of athletic prowess and his maybe not erudition, but definitely his sort of his style, both his sort of manliness. I mean, I almost kind of feel like if people didn't have Teddy Roosevelt to sort of fawn over in terms of badassness, Henry VIII would probably be one. But I think that seems to have been a really effective kind of diplomatic tool because, again, this is all basically like Wikipedia research and stuff like that, but it does seem to be that the people who visited and saw these very extravagant displays really do seem to have walked away impressed with the man and the kingdom. And so this is kind of what interests me about the game. This is very funny and cute, and even just little details. I love the way the hand is just kind of waving around. And the first thing I did was get a gold outfit, and I love this so much. It's actually like the thing that's so neat about this is that there's just always these little bits of actual history, or, you know, here are some of the things that are driving why people behaved this way at the time. And I love how it's not hitting you over the head with it. It's not a history lesson. But the very little bit that I know about this, this figure in this time, you're definitely sort of seeing some of these ideas come up over and over. But it's in the package of a game, and it's very clever the way that it just sort of slides all these little details in. So I've been increasingly charmed by this game over the time that I play it. So it's on sale as well in the US, 10% off. So some fraction below $10. But anyways, it's less than going to the movies and much more fun. Not Kit Fox official, to be clear. Also, we all know he wrote Green Sleeves, even though that's apparently not true. Yeah, there's a reference to Green Sleeves in here. All right. Progress. Very well. I call upon thee, Satan, to aid Tom in his quest. 17 chests remain available to thee. 1,119 gold has yet to be plundered. So, 17. Wow. I don't think that's going to be any... Well, no, that's not entirely true, actually. Okay, so I've got the chests in the castle taken care of, and I think... I know there's a... Oh, okay. Well, it's 100 more, so now I just need 600. If I think the last thing I can try and go for in terms of objects would be the armor. It's less obvious that I have any more chests to find here. So I think the sort of the handful of options I have available in front of me right now is to, one, find out how I can deal with the smell. Two, see if there's any sort of remaining, see if there's any remaining chests in the foreign land, because obviously my journey there was cut short by the assassin. I mean, maybe there's another marriage that I can do. And it looks like the guards are positioned in such a way that I can't push them off the edge. Yep, looks like I can't push them over the edge. Okay. Now, I seem to remember there was something about getting guards. Smell. Don't pretend you don't know about the assassin. You really need more guards just to... do you really need... Yes. Oh, very well then. I'll order them all to attend. Ah, nice. The golden monkeys at the summit, I simply must attend. All right. I hope there are loots at the summit. I think we've already got the minstrel. Okay, let's just do a quick review. So, simply must spend more lavishly than Ascanius. You should speak with your tailor. Done. Cook. Done. Vintner. Done. And what about exotic animals? Well, peacocks and monkeys. That's pretty well. The guard captain might have some ideas. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, let's go back to the guard captain. See what's going on. If we run into the jester. Okay. Jugglers. We won't spend the 200 yet. Ooh, that's relieving. You're smarter than I thought. Okay. That'll be my, like, punt if I have any more, if I have any surplus. Inspecting the barracks, Your Majesty. Summit. Ideas about the summer, perhaps better armor. I wish we had Destrier's Roast Dragon Choir. Now that you're the Pope, your chaplain could train you a choir. Choir sounds better. Sure, 300 for an angelic choir will work. Heavenly, Your Majesty, their choir shall make you proud. We shall sing of you and your many virtues, of course. The choir will be ready for the summit, Your Majesty. Okay. Smell. Bears are invincible. Let's try visiting. Let's try visiting the foreign land. You changed into your beggar disguise. I'm trying to keep an eye out for any odd-eyed cats. And then I suppose any secret passages, but that's less of a concern. That assassin trap, by the way, is really a really clever little moment. I'm assuming it's going to go back to the same location. Yeah. A local pushes you back. The table is smooth under your hand. Okay. So I think this is where the assassin came out. Yeah. I have no arms, countryman. Go home. Okay, so if I can somehow bring a boat in here, I can get myself some extra moolah. Of course, that's a big if. Seems like a worthy endeavor, though, so let's try our chances. All right. Can't blame a fellow for trying, I suppose. Oops. Okay, so clearly we don't have a direct path to the castle from a ship. There might be an interaction with someone we haven't seen yet. This is all stuff I've kind of done before, but... And again, now that somebody did raise the good point that there is a odd coloring on sort of secret walls, so I'm a little more conscious on looking for those, but it's kind of hard to just keep that in mind for every single tile, which is of course the whole point, but... Alright, so unless I'm going to build a boat, I don't think there's... I can ride the peacock to the... Okay, so as a stopgap, let's just see how much of the water we can look at while we're here. Pretty sure at this point this is where the sharks would be showing up, so... So, treasury key, clean myself, and find a boat here. And all within the next 12 minutes or so. The big question is, what do I think is my best option? Certainly the treasury must be... Like, my treasury probably is like my largest source of income. But, I mean, it invites the question, where in the world am I going to find that treasury key? Because it's also the area that I've sort of explored the most comprehensively. And I'm assuming this game is not built in such a way that I need to try and interact with every single option to... you know, to get lucky. There does sort of seem to be a pattern or a sort of a... Generally, this game has done a pretty good job of giving me a reason to check out some of the stuff that I've been trying to do. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna change my outfit. change my outfit again. Also, apparently, I neglected one of my chests. And I see the secret passage. Okay, so I've got 200 for, damn it, what was it? Jugglers. I haven't actually executed anyone yet, so I'm not sure what the benefit is, but I also don't want to start executing people. Let's see if the jester knows anything about the treasury key, too. I gave you the rose key. Your treasury guard carries the crown key. Ah. It had a little crown on it. No one knows where it went. Oh, right. She seems fidgety. You think she's lying. Ah. All right, I took the key. I'll tell you where it is. Soldier is escorted away to the execution line. Soldier says, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I'll tell you where the key is. Madge doesn't know it, but I hid it in the room, in the pig room of the inn. It's behind the fireplace. Now, please, forgive me. Thank you, King Tom. I swear I'll never steal again. Ah, now we gotta find a way into the pig room. Madge will rent you the pig room. It's usually only one, the only one free. Oh, okay. I can manage that. Hey, Smelly, this is the Wild Hog. You want a room? Yes. Suppose I'll have to give you a room or you'll execute me. That's right. Fine, pig room for you. It's the last one. Don't stink it up. Use the pig. You grab a book called Wild Tongues and start reading. The Sultan's monkey handler writes of his unique training. He writes that ook means give me and ak means friend. You put the book away. Fireplace shrugs off your ineffectual strike. 100 gold and the crown key. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's get healing from the witch. Let's get healing from the witch. Very well, by the power of our Lord, you are healed. I'm kind of curious what the 100H means. Oh, it's probably health. I wasn't paying attention. It's 6 minutes to go. I'm going to try and be mildly strict in terms of getting everything done. All right, 50 gold, 50 gold, 50 gold, 50 gold, and 100 gold. All right, we're nowhere close to what we need for the armor, unfortunately. Let's just take a quick look at where we are progress-wise. Eight chests remain available. 569 gold has yet to be plundered. That actually suggests... oh, no. There's a way to 100% it. I think there's a tally of I think there's a tally of people that you can tax as well. I'm just trying to think. I'm convinced that there is some way to like clean the stink off me and then the bears won't eat me. But that, or like if I use like the refuse or the fish barrel or something like that. Huh. Okay, assuming that you don't like directly know what the answer is, does anybody have any ideas? Because we've got 4 minutes before we do the summit. I'm feeling reasonably confident that we're gonna give Ascanius a run for their money, but we're gonna be short a fancy suit of armor. Getting clean, is there a bath or a fountain that could be used? So I have filled the fountains with wine. Drink from the fountain of wine. Delicious. You feel a bit buzzed. So far as I can tell, there's no bath. Although I suppose one thing I could try would be like the moat. Yeah, it says nothing there. Actually, one thing that's possible is there could be like water inside the castle that counts as a bath. Yep. I must keep working until the summit. Okay, they have nothing less for me to say. With a dragon and a flan will be the toast of the summit. Okay, so they have nothing else to say. Hello. I wasn't sleeping. No. Okay, clean, smell, bath, flan, summit. Okay, nothing there. Try start throwing people in jail and get the money out of it. Just trying to think, the crescent key or the crescent key or getting clean are like my two big things. But getting clean is definitely one of these things where I haven't run into any characters who can help me out with that. I'll do one last sort of desperate run to foreign lands. Because there was a kind of a pool in the... So here's a fountain that doesn't have wine. You drink from the fountain, refreshing. Yeah, so not quite what it needs to be. Yeah, nothing there. I don't know where the crescent moon key went. There's not too many people I can talk to here. Well, he wants to hear me play the lute, so I'm just going to go up through chat and find my tunes that I can play. So... well played, but I was thinking of a song from my sailor days. Oh, no, don't really quit. Okay. Well played, but I was thinking of a song. Okay, well, I know... Alright, so technically I'm at the part where I said I would finish up, but there's a sailor that I can talk to, so I want to head back to him and see if there's a... see if there's a song from him that I can learn real quick, and then that'll be our cutoff, and we'll see how the summit goes. Edward is singing a shanty. He sings, "What do we do with the drunken sailor?" Song? I hear the song in my dream. What a shanty. It goes, aha! It is 888898685. So hardy to play. Ah, that's the one. Yo ho ho. Sorry, there's the... To foreign lands. To foreign lands. Ah, yes, that's the song I love. Doo-dee-doo. Here's a secret in return. Yell sesame in the Sultan's library. Ooh. Yes, that's exactly what we're preparing for Clino Devon. I don't know a lot about the tutors, so feel free. In the time that it's going to take me to get this all done, feel free to drop as many tutor facts as you want. A wall moves aside, revealing a passage. Aha! It's probably not enough for the fancy armor. Do our best. Well, it's a fighting tournament, so you might want that armor. Yeah, but I need 300 more gold. I'm pretty sure if I could get the remaining gold, I'd be able to get the jugglers and the armor. Locals shake their heads at your idiocy. Alright, so the Crescent Moon Key evades us. So that's 3 chests. There were 8. I believe the game told us there were 8, so we got rid of 3. So there's these 3, and then there's apparently 2 more remaining in the main level. Sesame. Yeah, that was for the library. Anyways, I have been pushing my luck here, so let's get the jugglers, and we'll do a quick progress check with the witch. Very well, I call upon thee, Satan, to aid Tom in his quest. 5 chests remain available to thee. 419 gold has yet to be plundered. So 419 would take us up to 1200 exactly. That would get us the armor and the jugglers. It does say that the jugglers are useless, but in this case, you know. Jugglers are ready for your summit. And so first thing I'm going to try is... I'm actually going to use the bed to save progress. You take a quick nap. A few hours pass and you waken refreshed. So I'm kind of curious if I hit Z, record the progress of your regency. No need to. All right. Are you all ready to see this? How this thing ends? I'm going to have a quick sip of water. Okay. Simply must spend more lavishly than Ascanius. You should speak with your tailor, cook, and vintner. And what about exotic animals? The guard captain might have ideas. Tell me when you're ready. Remember to check help if you need assistance. Actually, that's maybe... I'll do one more quick thing here, and that's to take a look. So I've got attack, bless, collect tax, dig, eject, forgive, graphics mode, help, inventory, jail knight, look, marry, nudge, ordain, play, loot, quit, reform, sound on and off, talk, use, divorce, wardrobe, execute, yell, summit. Did not realize... Yeah, it looks like the crescent key really is like the last thing that I need to get. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, one more pass at the foreign lands. I just gotta try it. I mean, the crescent key isn't actually the last thing that we need, but where are we at? 308? Yeah, I'll give... It'll be a quick look around. Royal hands shall not suffer hard labor. If there's anything that sort of jumps out at me as a possible candidate. So like the fact that there's sort of these stone ruins, that's a little odd. Gonna get that song up again. kind of feel like we've looted this place, and because I can't talk to the locals, I'm at a bit of a loss. If this wasn't a stream, I'd probably like sleep on it or something like that, but it's kind of dumb to just leave it without the conclusion. So I will accept that I've not done my full duty. We'll hope that Ascanius has similarly shirked, and we will see what awaits us at the summit. Ready. Are you sure you want to start the summit? This will end the game. All right, let's see what chat has to say. Yes. Very well. I shall have the laborers start packing immediately. I did buy the jugglers, right? Yes, I did. Save your game first? Sure. Progress recorded. King Tom led the procession to the meeting site. The tents were soon assembled and the summit commenced. Stuart Phillips says, "At last, the day has come. Now go tell that Ascanius who's boss." Doesn't this look fine? Okay, he's got some pretty cool looking stuff here too. Emissary Xavier doffs his hat and returns to sipping his wine. King Ascanius surveys what you've brought to the field. Fire breathers, not bad. Is that roast dragon? A retinue of gold-bedecked monkeys. Oh, mon Dieu! Ascanius contemplates this turn of events and grumbles with envy. Ah, putain! Your courtly display matches my own. This is not what I expected. Let us begin the festivities. Afterwards, perhaps we can discuss an alliance to deal with Emperor Charlie. Ascanius and Tom were seen drinking and laughing together throughout the summit. The combined results of their extravagant preparations were talked about for years to come. Afterwards... Milady took command of Tom's harem, ensuring the royal succession was clean and orderly. Tom died on a bed of rose petals, delighting in the wealth of foreign in-laws until the end. They say Tom would go on among the people dressed as a beggar to see the truth of the kingdom. The kingdom soon went bankrupt, and a massive famine struck down whole families. The church innovated new musical styles and instruments under the guidance of Queen Miri. The lady wrote a book of love poetry in later life that continues to enjoy popularity today. Jocelyn amassed a great collection of musical instruments, declaring herself the Queen of Song. Princess Miri ensured that the alliances between Sully and Tom's kingdom would last for generations. Stuart Phillips slipped out of the castle one spring to pursue his dream as a traveling performer. Mackie was imprisoned in his homeland for irritating another ruler with his sage advice. In the late 17th century, Captain Bluegull attributed this victory to a mysterious crowned stranger. Ascanius and Tom formed a long-lasting alliance based on their shared love of extravagant wealth. The end. And Clinodev says, poor Henry spent his whole life trying to get into a good war, got played by the French and the Holy Roman Empire time after time. But this one had a different ending, Clino. Nice job. People will be talking about our procession for centuries to come. Of course, we could spend a bit more to really embarrass Ascanius. I'm sure there are a few more things out there that we could procure for the summit, but only if you feel like it. See you next time. All right, And there's the credit to Kit Fox Games. Again, a very special thank you to them. I kind of feel bad when I'm interested in indie style. Like, I really need to get past my bad habit of looking at indie stuff and being like, it looks all right, and then kind of not picking it up. I will admit that I'm not someone who's familiar with Ultima style games, so I don't. It was sort of the visual style that I was kind of like, it doesn't quite speak to me in the way that I think it would some others. But I am very happy to admit I was wrong. This was such an incredibly charming game. I'm incredibly grateful that they gave me a key. I hope I did it justice. I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Because I was incredibly, like I said, I was incredibly charmed by it. There's really no other term. I think one of the things that's kind of neat about it is normally when you play some old style games, they don't make a lot of effort to sort of onboard you. I think part of that just comes from the fact that these things used to have manuals, but we don't really read them anymore. But in the case of this game, like, it did a really nice job of starting me off with a very narrow scope and then slowly sort of expanding it over time. Oh, Pulse Meat! Great, thank you so much. You did a wonderful job with this game. I was actually just about to try and talk about it. I have to admit, I am one of these very shameful people who looks at this visual style and I'm like, I might pick it up when it's like 90% off on your life's work. But this was absolutely delightful. I feel a bit bad that I didn't go the whole way. But again, very special thank you for the press key. I realized that my reach is not. I always kind of feel like I'm costing more than I'm giving to this. But it's this was a really wonderful game. If you don't mind hanging around a little bit, why did you make a game that was a Henry VIII simulator? I love this opening animation, to be completely honest with you. But what was it that made this like the thing you had to make? Because this would not have been like what I would have imagined was somebody's, like, I don't want to say first game idea. I'm just absolutely fascinated where this came from, because I had such a good time with it. We thought it'd be funny. Also, I don't know why. Well, like, so to give you a little bit of background, the very first thing I ever played on stream was Crusader Kings 2. So I'm used to behaving like a complete bastard in the games that I play, and like this, in some senses, again, playing, I guess a video game equivalent of, some, early 90s hip-hop video is automatically appealing to me. It's just one of these things where I'm like, okay, a low-res Henry VIII simulator, why not? But I mean, it speaks for itself. It was such a delight. You had Victoria lurking for a while as well, but it's super late for her. Okay, that was I didn't realize that. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to overstay my welcome, but because the developers here, you guys have already seen this link a couple more times. I want you to feel really guilty if you don't go and pick this up. This didn't come out today. I am Canadian. Yes, by the way, so Pulse Media, if you want to know some of the reasons why I did it. One, Victoria did a wonderful job of reaching out to me because, like I said, I am one of these shameful people who looks at something like this and is like, I'll wait until it's on sale or something like that. I am so happy that I was convinced to pick this up, or to play this today, and that's part of the outreach that went to that. Number two, I will just quickly mention, is also because I love it when there are Canadian games that I get to show off, so thumbs up there. And to the rest of you, again, this game is Canadian 1034, and I'm assuming in US $9-ish or something along those lines. And seeing as the developers in chat, every single one of you who doesn't go and buy that, I hope you feel really guilty. But But anyways, Pulsemeat says, I think we had an idea to make a game where you play Lord British, sort of. And then we were like, what about Henry VIII? And then I thought the Reformation was absurd. First thing I did was make it so that you can marry and divorce the Bible. Yeah, actually, the thing that's kind of funny about this is I have these vast gaps in sort of my historical knowledge. So I did, a little bit of Wikipedia reading on Henry VIII. I love the fact that you did one of his songs in the in the old style music. And like I said, I love this opening animation because I think it does a really wonderful job of sort of encapsulating the story, what it's about. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have a lot of background. I don't have any background with Ultima, so the Lord British reference is a little bit lost on me. But I think it actually speaks a bit to the game in the sense that, one, I like stuff that makes me laugh, and number two, the fact that I am so completely unfamiliar with all of the material for this game. The fact that it was so enjoyable to me, and I really wanted to try and get that last little bit. I think you've done a wonderful job of making a game that stands on its own, and I think one of my favorite things about games that I play, it makes me want to go and learn more. Like, I'm probably going to stop by the library and pick up some extra details. So, anyways, guys, I think that is it for me tonight. Please, so here's my usual case that I make. It is always very hard to tell people to part with their money, and I completely understand that this may not be your kind of thing. If you are interested in it, but you're not ready to buy it now, please wishlist it. Please tell your friends about it. You absolutely should be following interesting people on Twitter because that makes your life more enriched. So you can follow KitFox Games. At KitFox Games. You can follow Brent Ellison, so at Pulsemeat, and you can follow Tanya Short at TanyaXShort on Twitter. And then, of course, Steam is improved, and so you're now also able to follow the publisher. So if this wasn't the one that you wanted to pick up right away, at the very least you can be informed when something that's a little more up your alley can cover it. And Pulsemeat says, so I'd actually been struggling with the structure of a game about Henry VIII and the Reformation, but one day you were playing Dragon Quest and the idea of hunting down treasure quests was sort of a eureka moment. Yeah, that's, honestly, Pulsemeat, like, I mean, so, I referenced Crusader Kings 2, but, I like, Europa Universalis 4, and obviously you can sort of say that that's a game about the Reformation as well. But clearly that is a very, that is a game about the nation state, whereas clearly this is a little bit more about the person. And again, like it's I hate asking the, like, where do you get your ideas from question, but this is, again, it's just such a delight that I have to say it's like, whatever possessed you to make something this good? So, you meant Treasure Time. No, I know exactly, I know what you meant. But yeah, so I'm glad CleanoDev, I am a terrible influencer because CleanoDev's already picked it up. But like I said, do what you can to support this. If you can't support it financially, at the very least, make a joyful noise and let other folks know about it. CleanoDev says, if anyone has any interest in game development, Tanya puts out a quality course in game development over Twitter about once a month. I did not know that. I'm actually following her on Twitter, but I follow a lot of people on Twitter, so I don't always catch all the details. I do know that she co-edited that book on narrative with Tarn Adams, but I didn't have access to it through my school library, so I've not read it. Plus, I mean, I'm a player of games. I'm not a maker of games. Okay, Pulsemeat, do you have anything you want to plug? Do you have anything you want to say? I'm going to take a minute here and see if anybody else is playing Fit for a King that we can host. And if anybody in chat has anything they want to say about the game or talk about the experience or, whatever. This is our closing moments, so I just need to see if I can find anybody who's playing Fit for a King. Oh, thank you so much. Let me actually get the others out here. Here come. Oh, absolutely, Pulse Meat. I'm gonna bang my head against it over the weekend. I'll try and do another stream of this if I can, but I'm actually a little backlogged in terms of some of the games I want to cover, so no promises. Kit Fox Games. Some more links for you all to follow. But yeah, does anybody have anything else to plug that's related to the game? I don't, when I clicked your name on Steam, I only saw Fit for a King. Was there anything else that we can point out, or did I, oh, let's get that video back. And I gotta see if there's anybody else streaming it. Hey, King KY. Okay, there's actually somebody with quite a few people watching them. So we are going to stop by King KY. So please don't, you don't need to do the chat message, we're tired of system talk, heard this place was better. I don't actually know who this person is, I'm just hosting them because they're playing Fit for a King, so please do not spam my name inside there. But we will be hosting King KY to pass along the goodwill to Fit for a King, and we'll see maybe if they have more success in putting their rival to shame. In your real job, you also make games. Oh yeah. Well, I saw on your Twitter profile that you develop, or that you have some attachment to game development. I was thinking if just from your this one in Steam lists you just under your name, and I wasn't sure if there was any other plugs. But you know what? Fit for a King is enough. All of you, go buy it and favorite it and wishlist it. And I am going to come up with I've already screwed up the dismount here, but please treat King KY well. Hopefully they shame their rival, and I will be back tomorrow, maybe Darkest Dungeon, but we'll see. I'll see if I can fit in another Fit for a King stream, especially if I find the ultimate victory. And as for the rest of you, I hope you have a wonderful night. And thank you again for hanging out with us, Pulse Meat and Victoria, in sort of a... Obviously, they're no longer here. But anyways, have a good night, guys.